and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that KG outlaw to the north, old Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and quite possibly one of the smallest weekly purchases we've ever had on the channel. Just not a lot of stuff coming through, which means the old wallet stays firmly in the pants. Not a bad deal, especially after last week's record-breaking haul. A little bit quieter this week, and that's okay because this Sunday, Kane County Toy Show, as you're watching this right now, as it drops, I am shopping at the Kane County Toy Show. I'm sure you'll see some videos from that. Can't wait to see what all the fuss is about here this Sunday over there. So we'll see if I find anything I need. It's always fun to look, but every once in a while you got to pick something up. We'll see if I get anything, and we'll talk about it in next week's weekly purchases. But of course, weekly purchases this week brought to you by jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Appreciate Jay's Toys and Games supporting the channel. And if you want to support the channel, hit me up. Find me on social media or TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. You too can sponsor weekly purchases, toy news, or my brand new podcast. Of course, we beat the 3-episode curse. We got to episode 4. Episode 5 available for YouTube channel members and Patreon members right now. It is the Kyle Peterson Show every single Tuesday, video cast on YouTube. Wherever audio podcasts are found, you can see my wife and I break it down. All kinds of figure stuff. Album of the week did move over to that. And then a lot of other crazy stuff. And this week's Tales for Retail, absolutely wild. So stay tuned for that or watch it on Patreon YouTube channel memberships right now. But appreciate the support on the podcast. Hope you guys and gals are enjoying it. And if you got any questions for that, you can be the question over there, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com once again. Of course, my book available now, hardcover, softcover, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, choose your own adventure, or you can order from me. I just got another stack of books delivered to me just yesterday. So I do have some if you want an autograph, of course. Also will come with a Kyle Peterson Show sticker and a bookmark. Yes, don't forget that bookmark. You'll need it to hold your place, of course. But available right now. Hit me up on social media or once again, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. But appreciate all the support on the podcast. Appreciate all the support on the book, Patreon, all that kind of stuff. And I guess before I forget, Patreon giveaway for the month of April. We'll have a new giveaway next month. It is Snake Eyes Mezco, Snake Eyes and Timber. This is the giveaway this month over there. So check out the Patreon if that is your thing and you want some more extra content, it's there for you. So appreciate all the support there. Like I said, Kane County Toy Show this week. Can't wait. It is the biggest toy show in the country, as they say. 3 times a year. This is the spring show. Can't wait to check that one out. And then this week, I was on the road again. Like a young Willie Nelson or, of course, Todd McFarlane and mine, one of our favorite bands, Demon. Not Night Demon, but just regular Demon. But speaking of Night Demon, check out their YouTube channel. I almost forgot. I got to plug them because they're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. They've never really done anything with their YouTube, so they're just starting it up. But it will increase the reach with their management for the record label. If they do get to 5,000 subscribers, they'll get more funds put into it. So business at the end of the day. But make sure you subscribe to Night Demon. They've done a lot for this channel, creating a theme song for this channel, of course. So shout out to the boys over there in Night Demon. More on them hopefully later this year. So shout out to the Night Demon boys. But I was saying I was on the road this week. I was up in beautiful Dubuque, Iowa. Oh, Dubuque, living that river life. Just enjoying the sights and sounds and the rain of Dubuque. Maybe not, but I did have some meetings up there. But of course, cruising around that part of the country. Yeah, sure, why not? Checked out some toy stores. You will see that video, of course, on the channel for the rural toy hunt. I was hunting for some pandas. That's what I was hunting for. More on that very, very soon. And then I did just buy my ticket. Just paid the ticket. Good old San Diego Comic-Con this July. I'm going again. I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm headed to San Diego Comic-Con once again this year. So hopefully to see everybody there. We'll be bringing a friend, a guest friend. Who it is? Well, not David C. Anderson. He decided to sit this year out. He said I have enough San Diego Comic-Con. So called in somebody that's coming in, and he's coming up all fired up. He's going to be at a 10 the whole time. it is good friend of the channel, Jeff George. So I will be with Jeff George in San Diego for a couple of days. You'll have to see us and stop us and hang out, and we'll sing a song or two for you. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a song and dance man, and so is Jeff George. So we'll be there at San Diego Comic-Con. Look forward to seeing everybody there this summer. So there it is. That's the housekeeping. That's the notes at the top. Now it's time to bring my wife in. It's time for Question of the Week. All right, time for Question of the Week. And of course, my wife Angie is here. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Podcast superstar Angie. She's here, of course, back again for the Question of the Week. And you're doing double duty on Question of the Week, pulling it on the podcast, pulling it here today as well. Angie, what's up with you?
I still haven't seen a dime of this money.
I haven't either. Join the club. But having a lot of fun over on that podcast. Check it out for more on Angie and more stories off the action figure path for sure. A wild card of a taste test that Angie brought to the table this coming week. Patreon members, you can check it out now, early, of course. But the rest of you guys, you'll have to wait till Tuesday, and you girls back there as well. But an all-timer taste test on Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. Would love your guys' opinion on that as well. But, of course, time for Question of the Week, Angie. And if you want to be the Question of the Week, put it in the comments of this very video. And if you want to be the podcast Question of the Week, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, or in the video of the podcast right there. So there you go. That's enough housekeeping out of me, I think. Angie, are you ready this week for the Question of the Week? Okay, well, take it away.
Okay. Old man, tired AF. I feel that.
Well, man.
I don't have a YouTube account, but Question of the Week. How did you become an A's fan? And which Bash brother is your favorite? So
you can feel that. So you're a tired man, is what you're telling me? I didn't know. I better check the plumbing one last time and just make sure. But
just the tired AF.
You guys don't even know tired. I think a lot of people say they're tired. They don't even know tired if they were living a mile in my shoes, or maybe even your shoes today. You were all over the place.
I just get physically tired. You get mentally
I get
tired. Everything.
I wish I used to get the physically tired. Now I'm more mentally tired every single day. It's just too much on my shoulders every day. But, heavy is the crown, as one may say, of course. Now, this old man tired AF right here, he asked this question on TikTok. And I don't check a lot of messages on TikTok, in full transparency. I'm not ticking the talk like a lot of other people are, but I am on over there, of course. But old man tired AF, it says you don't have a YouTube account. What are you waiting for? They are free, of course. And if he doesn't have an account, that means he's not subscribed to the channel. So
he's never going to see that.
Well, what are we going to see? Well, he'll see it. He's just signing in without an account, is my imagination. Or he might not see this at all.
Oh, so he can't comment since he doesn't have a login.
So he can't tell us what we really think, but I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be funny if he got an account, subscribed, obviously, to the channel and my channel. Probably a lot of other stuff you should probably subscribe to. And leave me a comment in this video. So we'll see if we can convince the old man.
He's one of those. We always wonder who's viewing this without subscribing.
There's a lot. And there's more people that watch my videos than the people are subscribed too. So I don't know. But so if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let's get that over with. But there it is. But we got two questions
A's
right
fan.
there. How did I become an A's fan? And first off, I thought we were all born A's fans. I don't know. But you know the A's?
Well, you should like the A because that's my initial.
Yeah, but do you know the A's? Where are they from?
Oakland.
So she knows enough to be dangerous. Now, do you know who the Bash brothers are? There's two Bash brothers. You know who they are? We're going to really test her.
I don't think so.
Two Bash brothers. The Bash brothers from the Oakland A's. They used to give the old bash. Oh,
yeah. I thought I was like a wrestler.
No. The rest, two A's players. Who are the Bash brothers?
I definitely don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Sorry, no.
Mark McGuire
and
Jose Canseco. The Bash brothers, of course. Stealing all the hearts in the 80s, of course. All of us little leaguers back then looking up to the Oakland A's. But I came into the Oakland A's when I was, had to have been about 1980. No, it would have been 86, the year of the Jose Canseco rookie card. That Topps traded set back there in 1986 was an all-timer with so many rookies, the Bobby Bonilla's of the world, the Barry Bonds. It was an all-star class. I had to have that Topps traded. That was the jewel of my collecting days when I was just a little boy. Very fun to have that. But I came into the A's. I loved green. I loved the gold. I loved the yellow. I loved the Bash brothers. Of course, good friend of the channel, Terry Steinbach, an all-time favorite. Carney Lansford, of course, holding down the third base. I could go on for days. Dave Stewart, Dennis. I mean, I could list them all from back then. But it was just something magical about that A's team in the 80s. Probably like a lot of A's fans from the 70s felt like with Vida Blue and Raleigh Fingers and Reggie Jackson. all of those. I was all in. I was eating it up, and I was a little kid, so I was collecting, the sports cards, obviously keeping track, and you'd be looking in the newspaper every single day, and you'd be watching games on ESPN back then. So I was all in on wrestling.
You're getting winded.
Maybe.
Did your dad like the A's?
Not really. I mean, he liked them all right, but he was more of a Yankees guy, my dad. Of course, growing up with Mickey Mantle and all that kind of stuff. But I love the Oakland A's. I loved it. I followed it. They were the big team. Now, I didn't like them in 1989 or, right after they won the World Series, like a lot of people did. It was cool to wear A's hats. But I was there for when they were just starting, like in 85, 86. They got this Jose Canseco, and then they added Terry Steinbach and Walt Weiss, and of course, Mark McGwire in the mix there. So I was all in. In 1989, when they won the World Series, one of the greatest moments of my life. I'll never forget being in Farnhamville, Iowa, of all places. The big city, a population of about 400. My grandparents would go to bed at like 7:30
screaming.
After the Grand Ole Opry was over. About 7:30, they'd go to bed, and it was like 8 o'clock at night, and it felt like it was 2 a.m. out in the middle of the country with no lights or anything
Pitch
like
black.
that. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a West Coast series, of course, A's and Giants. So it was a late game, and it was probably 10:30 at night when the game got over, but it felt like it was maybe 4 in the morning. But I was jumping up and down on my grandma's couch. I was celebrating with those Oakland A's. Dennis Eckersley bringing it home, and just an all-timer for me for the A's. And I've loved the A's ever since. Unfortunately, as I've gotten older, I don't have the time to follow baseball like I once did. I just don't have the time. It's just too time-consuming. For the longest time, up till about 2 years ago, I usually made the cutoff. I said after the All-Star break is when I'll start following baseball. It feels like you cut the season in half, a lot more meaningful stuff. Baseball fans get it, but I don't really follow baseball as much as I used to. I'll watch a game every once in a blue moon, but it's pretty rare. I got too much going on. I'm too busy.
Too busy.
I'm all worked up here today. My blood pressure's all fired up, and I'm talking about stuff I like. So that tells you how this day has been going here at work. But that's how I became a fan of the A's just in the 80s. And then everybody was a fan. I'm like, you guys weren't a fan until they won the World Series.
You're always ahead of the curve.
Always ahead. I am. Which Bash Brother was my favorite all day long? My boy, Jose Canseco, the greatest baseball player of all time. I don't care. He got railroaded out of MLB. I got to meet Jose at a work function one time. Oh, my gosh. I wanted to give him a big hug and a kiss, but he left it at the hug. He said, no kissing.
He's a bad husband.
Yeah.
Bad husband.
So am I. So am I. But Jose was just everything to me. So it was cool to get to spend a little bit of time with him at a work function where he had to kind of please me. I don't know if that's the right word, but kind of that kind of thing. And if I was more of a golfer, I could have golfed with him probably the next day, but I'm just not a golfer. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't got time for that. I should have called him my dad. That's the ringer for the golf. But I love the Bash Brothers. Loved everything the Oakland A's. I'm all in. And that's it. That's the end of the story. What's your favorite baseball team?
I don't have one.
You don't have one. Could you name every baseball team?
No.
But you can name every president in order, and I won't put you on the spot. We're going to save that for the podcast one of these days. But Angie can name every single president in order. It's an amazing trick of hers.
It's my party trick.
One of her many party tricks. That's the only one we're going to be able to show on YouTube, I think. I don't know. But
God.
We're thinking about kicking up the OnlyFans for her. So we'll see. She's going to really be the breadwinner here very soon. She's got feet that'll knock your socks off, literally. It knocks hers off because she don't really wear socks. She's got those long toes that a lot of guys just stare at. It's creepy at the grocery store and stuff. Like, you need to put some socks on. These people are creeping out by these beautiful feet. But, Angie's always dreamed of like stepping in cakes and stuff. Doing things like that. Maybe not. But there it is, Angie.
For the right amount of money.
Yeah, money talks.
About anything.
The Teddy Biasi told us everybody's got a price. Even Angie. Heck, even me. Who knows?
I don't have to show my face.
Win-win.
Brilliant.
Perfect. But there it is. That is the question of the week. If you want to be the question of the week, put your question in the comments below, and you too could be the question of the week. Angie, appreciate you coming by.
Signing off.
Now it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, let's finish up weekly purchases. And as I said at the top, a pretty light week. One of the lightest weeks we've had in a long time in weekly purchases, but not always a bad thing. Going to be interesting if I find some stuff at Kane County. And I'm not sure what next week's going to bring either. Not a lot of new stuff coming out. I don't see anything shipping from Ringside. I guess it'll just be one of those wait and see type things. But let's dive into it. Only one round this week. And let's start it off with one of my all-time favorites. Why wouldn't we? Fresh off the truck from Target, it's Sting! Sting is here. Of course, the Target exclusive AEW figure. Gotta think this will do a little bit better than Adam Cole and the Wardlows of the world. But Sting, from his last match, pretty darn cool to get this in action figure form. Give me a Sting figure every day. I'm not going to complain. And I guess next week we might have some of the Godfathers, some of those guys that are shipping from the new Legends wave. So I guess we'll be on the lookout for that a little bit. But also be on the lookout for April O'Neil. April O'Neil from the Haulathon at Target. Come through the door this week right there. Not done with those turtles. We got PandaCon. Oh, we're hunting pandas in rural America. Stay tuned for that action figure hunt. I guess you know how it turned out right here. But a big beefy boy, part of the cartoon line. You know I'm here for that. I'll stick him right over here because we got something extra big coming right now. It is the brand new Turtles 4-pack. Of course, the Mobster Turtles. An interesting one. Not sure if this one's going to resonate with the general Joe out there buying turtle figures. Not sure if this is the exact Turtles people are really, really looking for, but definitely looks different. A little old-timey Mobster Turtles. I guess we're here for that right there. And then the Turtle Hunt ends right here with another one. And what is this? Creepy Eddie and Shabano Sama. Shabano Sama. And there it is right there. Got those through the door. And 2 things left. Is that it? Oh, no, 3 things left. I did get this at Walmart. Discount. Played the long game. $10. Dr. Killamoff, Toxic Crusaders. I said from the get-go I was going to play the long game, and the long game, I did. $10. Check your Walmarts right now. All that horror kind of 4-foot set at Walmart on clearance at many stores. So got to get a deal out there. And last but not least, can't forget my friend Todd McFarlane from the couch. Via Todd McFarlane's store, I got Dr. Fate, the digital edition Dr. Fate. And last but certainly not least, old Superman, a pretty good looking Superman, all things considered. Can't wait to dive into this one as well. But looking around, folks, that is it. Whoa, 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 stop the clock just when you thought it was okay to finish up weekly purchases and run to Target real quick to get groceries. The inevitable happens. You get some more stuff. So I haven't edited weekly purchases yet, so said, what the heck, let's do another round. How's about? And I did hit the mother load at my local Target. Be on the lookout, as I've been saying. A lot of stuff coming, a lot of stuff here right now. But let's dive into it. How about a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black and White Elite Guard? Still not totally sold on these, but I guess sold enough to pull up at the register and pick them up. Casey Jones Black and White Edition. You got to get the most out of your molds. We know how it goes. Same thing with the Foot Elite Assassin. We got him in regular colors. We got him in black and white. We got him in red. Why wouldn't we? So we got that one going on there. We do got Old Man Raphael. Nothing like that old man strength, especially old man turtle strength. You got Old Man Raphael here with an eye patch. Extra dangerous, of course. A very cool 2-pack, an expensive 2-pack at $65. Tattoo and Worm, Yokozuna, and many a child fig fed, of course. Tattoo and Worm, another Turtles 2-pack. Gonna have a lot of Turtles unboxings to do over the next week or so between both YouTube channels, so stay tuned for that. But we're not done. One last Turtle. We did get the Foot Elite Assassin, which is identical basically to this bad boy here. So we got him in red, we got him in regular, we got him in black and white. Choose your own assassin adventure at the end of the day. But we're not done. We got to go turn our attention to our old friend from the couch, Todd McFarlane. Todd, supporting the business here today. Did get the Justice Lord Batman. This is basically a repaint of an older Batman, if I'm not mistaken. But the Justice Lord is in the house this week. Also, Green Arrow, Connor Hawke, of course. I believe related to Ethan Hawke, if I'm not mistaken. Could be. Somebody fact check it if you want to. Connor Hawke coming in extra hot. But we're not done. We got the Hour Man. Definitely similar to the Minuteman, but by the hour, he is the Hour Man right there. Looking pretty good, all pretty in yellow. And last, but certainly least, but it is least, it is the Page Puncher. It is Justice Society of America. It is Superman again. So I got a lot of Turtles, a lot of McFarlane to dive into over the next week or so. A lot of stuff coming up. Just when you thought it was a slow week, bam, one trip to Target changes all that. That is the weekly purchases this week. The quickest weekly purchases we've ever had on the channel. Very well could be here, but a lot of fun stuff. Gonna dive into this. Have to imagine you'll see this next week on one of the 2 YouTube channels. Of course, subscribe to both of those. And if they don't make it over there, they'll definitely be on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. So check that out as well. Check out my new book. Once again, the hardcover, softcover editions available on Amazon. And I also have my own copies I can sell. If you want an autograph, you want my wife to autograph it, my dad, whatever you want to do, we've done it all over here. We'll come with the Kyle Peterson Show sticker and a bookmark. Of course, Kyle Peterson Show, the best podcast going. I'm biased, of course, but every single Tuesday, video cast on YouTube and wherever audio podcasts are found, you can find the Kyle Peterson Show. Check it out. Give it a 5-star review. Of course, as I said, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, of course, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. So that's it. Another week of weekly purchases. You know what I'm up to? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to the end of the line.